Welcome to Mindset Before Strategy. I am so excited that you have chosen to invest in yourself. My name is Preston Pugmire, but the coolest part about this is that you're taking action. You're taking steps to make something shift in your life. This is something that's so cool. If you ever notice something in your life that isn't where you want it to be, or something that's not working for you, in that moment that you notice it, you are accountable to cause something that works, to create a shift to a situation that works for you, for other people, for the whole sitch, everything. And that's what you're doing in your life. I remember the moment that I put my first down payment down with a life coach, with a business life coach. His name is Tommy Baker, and this is just, it blew my mind how much anxiety and how much stress now maybe you felt that, maybe you didn't, whatever. I'm telling you my story because there was so much momentum in it. I felt like, oh, should I do this? Should I not? It's a lot of money. But how am I going to make more money if I don't? Like, I thought of this question. What does my life look like 1 year from now if I take no action? And I thought, well, I'm exactly where I am right now. And that doesn't work for me. It's not that I hate my life, but I was like, I know that I deserve more. I know that I have more to give, more impact, more just to serve. And so I said, I gotta take some action. This is something that I can do right now. This is concrete. It is me investing in myself. I put that money down, I pushed that button. I was on my phone in the car, in the passenger seat, and I pushed that button, and I was like, whew. There, my butt's on the line now. And that is something that forced me. I forced myself to take action. I created a situation where I created the conditions that were necessary for me to succeed. And that's what you're doing. And I'm just so excited for you because radical change requires radical change. If you want to do something, if you want to have something that you've never had, you have to do something that you've never done. Because maybe you've taken courses before, maybe you've invested in coaches before. Awesome. I invest in different coaches all the time. But if you're sitting there thinking, what is going to make the change? What is going to make the change? Is this thing going to be the thing? Is this thing going to be the thing? Because maybe you've been there. Like, you're waiting around like, is that course going to be the thing? Is that coach going to be the thing that's going to make this difference? And the answer is no. This course is not going to be the thing that's going to make the difference. That coach is not going to be the difference. It's you investing in yourself and taking action and really committing to yourself to make a change. That's going to be the thing that's going to make the difference. Now what we're doing here is we're providing a framework that you can follow along that'll give you a specific plan to be able to make those changes in an ideal way, in an orderly way, and in a consistent way with a group of like-minded people. That's one of the values that we provide here in Mindset Before Strategy. But it's up to you. We can give you all the tools. We can give you all the opportunities to develop the skills. We can give you the accountability, and we can assist you with the mindset. But ultimately, it's up to you and what you're going to do. And that is so exciting. That is so exciting because you are in charge of your thoughts. You are in charge of your emotions, and you are in charge of your actions. Nobody else. That's why it's so exciting, because you can just make shifts. Just do it incrementally, intentionally, and consistently. Because, like Tony Robbins says, most people underestimate what they can do in 10 years, and they overestimate what they can do in 1 year. So be consistent, and you will create something, because we're looking for long term. This is not a short-term gratification thing. We are setting the precedent for yourselves to take action and really get momentum for the rest of your life. These 8 weeks, awesome. But it's setting yourself up for the next 8 weeks, and then the next 8 weeks after that. It's about what are you going to be doing after the specific accountability ends? What are you going to be doing after the specific intentional framework comes to completion? Okay, so here we are. You invested in yourself. We're doing this. We're going to start, but I'm going to tell you about the mindset pyramid. This is how it goes. Now, all these things are important, but this is a hierarchy. This is order of importance so that you can really, really get clear on what is going to make the difference in your life and in your business. Down here at the bottom, we have mindset, because it's the mindset pyramid. This is the foundation. It is the biggest area. It's the structure and the foundation of the entire thing, of your business, of your life, whatever. Do not think that there's going to be an external situation that's going to make the difference in your life, in your business. Oh, when I receive that promotion, then I'll be happy. When I get that new piece of equipment, then my business is really going to take off. When I do, like, yes, they assist, but that's not where we start, man. Not where we start. I'll give you an example. This right here. This is a little thing that holds my phone. It holds my phone. It's like a gimbal that holds my phone like steady when I'm out and about. I can hold it and it'll just like make everything completely steady. And I thought, once I get this, then I'm gonna start making videos all the time for my social media. I got it. Didn't happen because that was a tool. I had to really, really shift my mindset first. So this is how it goes. Think about in your life. Think about something that you have thought would make a big difference. And then you got that thing and it didn't make that big of a difference as far as in how you approached it or whether or not you even did it, right? It's because it comes back to mindset first. Now, mindset is just defined as what you think, feel, and believe about a current situation. Where are you at? How's your state in your mind and in your heart and your body, and what are you thinking and feeling and doing? What are you thinking about it? What do you believe about it? That's your mindset. And we're going to go over a lot of tools to really get that in order. So after mindset, this leads to strategy, right? Now this whole thing is called mindset before strategy. Why is strategy not the first thing? The steps that you're going to take, the specific thing that you're going to follow, right? I'll tell you why. Because if you don't believe that you can do it, the steps don't matter. Now, I launched a podcast called Next Level Life. It debuted at #1 in the world on iTunes on launch day in my category. It's personal development for entrepreneurs. It was higher than Oprah, higher than Lewis Howes, higher than Brendon Burchard, higher than all these huge players, right? How did I do that? Well, #1 is I had the right mindset that it was possible. Then I implemented a specific strategy. And I was at this event, I was emceeing this event, and we were doing rehearsals for it. It was this big thing that was happening, and they introduced me in my bio in the rehearsal, and they talked about my podcast that debuted at #1. This kid came up to me, this young man came up to me, and he was excited about it. He goes, "Whoa, you launched a #1 podcast? That's amazing. I've been thinking about getting into podcasting. How did you do that?" And I wasn't trying to be a jerk, but I wanted to feel him out, feel where he was at. And so I asked him, if I told you right now, if I told you all the things that I did, do you think that you could launch a #1 podcast right now in your life? And he goes, "Oh, me? No. And I said, in the kindest way possible, I said, "Well, if you don't believe that you can, then the steps don't matter." And to his credit, he said, "Oh, yeah, I guess you're right." And he walked away. This is to tell you that if you don't think that it's possible for you, whatever it is, having an amazing, fulfilled relationship, having the ideal body that you want, having a business that is profitable, that you can actually feel fulfilled in, or anything, feeling that center, that centeredness and that peace in your heart, like any of those things, if you don't think that you can make it happen, like you specifically, then everything that we're doing doesn't matter. It's just nice information. It's inspiration entertainment, as my friend Just Lively says, inspotainment. And that's cool, but that's not why we're here, man. We're here to create shifts. We're here to create change. We're here to really realign yourself with who you are and your actual potential. So it's not about the steps first. They're so important. Just like when you build a house, it's not foundation instead of walls, it's foundation before walls. Boom, boom. Mindset first. You can do it. then the specific strategies. Then as you implement the strategies more and more and more, consistently over and over again, and realigning and re-aiming after every step that you take to really develop what's going to work for you, consistency breeds skills. So you have the mindset first, then you implement the strategy. The more often you do that, the more skills you develop. And then, this is where tools. This is where tools come in. Tools like this, okay? This is a tool. It's awesome and it's amazing and it works really well. But if I don't have the mindset that I'm actually going to have content, that really what it comes down to is, do I have value to deliver in videos on social media? There's already so many people that are making inspirational videos. Who am I to do this, right? That's the core of it. But if I have the mindset that I add value, my words deserve to be heard because they can impact people, then I have a mindset that I can do videos. Then I can do them with or without this. Then I develop a strategy, continue to get better and better and better at it, and then I'm like, oh yeah, this is really, really going to make a difference now because I have everything else on lock. That's a specific example, but what is it in your life? Write this down. What is a tool? Whether it's a software, whether it's a piece of physical equipment, whether it's a situation, whether it's a location, right? Like, what is it that I thought would make a difference in my life in some other situation, and then it didn't? Think of an experience specifically in your life. And then, don't beat yourself up about it. Just realize, oh, how would my life have been different? Or how would that situation have been different if I had had the right mindset, the belief in myself? How would I have approached it differently? What different things would I have thought? What different actions would I have taken? What different emotions would I have felt along the way? What emotions would I have not felt along the way, right? These are questions you get to ask yourself to really get clear on how your own mindset has been affecting positively and negatively in your life. Now, this whole thing is going to be riddled with one big thing that's just going to be all around every single thing that we're going to talk about. And it is this. I don't know if you can read that. It says compassion. We are going to put compassion into every single thing that we do. All of the modules, all of the workbooks, all of the specific things that I'm going to have you do for homework. Compassion for yourself. Because when we get into personal development, dude, we end up using it as another tool to beat ourselves up with. Another reason, oh, there's one more thing that I'm not doing well. It's another example of something in my life that's not going well. It's because I have this coach, or I'm taking this program, I'm trying to think positively, and then my kid throws up in the car seat on a road trip, and you're like, oh, I'm supposed to think positive, and you end up beating yourself up about it. And then you add judgment to things. F that noise. Listen, adding judgment to an emotion that is already less than ideal is like taking shame or fear or doubt and then adding judgment on top of it, which yields more judgment, which yields more doubt, and then resentment, and then it's just this big shame, doubt, judgment, fear sandwich, and then you eat it. And you're just like, oh, I get to feel like a victim. Oh my gosh, this tastes so good. I love being able to not really need to take action in my life because I'm just gonna sit here and wallow in this fear and judgment, right? Dude, do not judge yourself for any of this. Just let it go. Take a big breath and say, that's where I was. Not interested in that anymore. Just stop. Just stop. Just get off the judgment train because it's not working for you. It's just like taking your foot, driving a nail into your foot, and then wanting to take steps, wanting to take action. You're like, I want to get further. I want to like create momentum and I can't really go. And your foot's just nailed to the ground. That's the judgment. Compassion is the thing that takes that out of your foot and allows you to actually move forward. Compassion is this: self-love and acceptance in your current situation, no matter what. Breathe that in. Now, it's not letting yourself off the hook. It's never about that. We are not letting yourself off the hook and giving you like, oh, it's okay that I did that, and so I'm just going to, I'm not going to beat myself up about it, but I'm just going to sit over here and not take action, not beat myself up. No. Action. You have to take action, but don't add judgment to it. Just say, I'm going to realign myself, give myself compassion, breathe in a new moment, and then move forward. I'm changing my mindset, okay? So compassion is going to be really, really ingrained in every single thing that we do. So I know that you feel overwhelmed in your life, in one of the areas of your life, right? And so what I want to do is not add anything to your life that's going to overwhelm you. We want to really just hone things, focus things, and then remove things off of your plate that don't serve you. But let's get focused, really, really honed and focused first. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to implement something called the 4 M's in your life, okay? And this is going to be something that's just really, really, really consistent for you, a framework for you. You can do this every single day. It doesn't take a ton of time, but when you do it consistently, that's when it really builds the momentum. It's so huge. I think about it like this. It's a baseball analogy. If everybody goes up to bat and tries to hit a home run on the team, then you're going to strike out more often than not. But if you go up and your only goal is to just hit a single, just get on base, just a little bit of advancement, then the next person does that and he advances this person, and boom, boom, boom. And then all of a sudden, if everybody's just trying to hit singles, not just swinging for the fences all the time, then you get consistency and you get momentum and movement that you can really wrap your head and your heart around because it's not overwhelming. Pull back and say, what can I do today to move the needle just a little bit? Okay? That's what we're going to do with the 4 M's. Consistency over time is massive, massive results. It's the compound effect. The compound effect is this. Tommy Baker, who I talked about earlier, he wrote a book called The 1% Rule. In this, he talks about moving the needle 1% every single day. Just 1% every single day. So the first M is about that, and it is momentum. What is going to create momentum in your business, in your life? You think about this. What is the one thing that I have to do today to really move the needle? Just 1%. Because everybody can wrap their head around 1%. 1% growth from yesterday? That sounds awesome. Sounds easy. But if I think, oh man, I just have to take these huge leaps. Occasionally you do. You got to take big leaps of faith. That's not what we're talking about right now. This is consistency. 1% momentum. Hitting singles every single day. If you do that for a year, this is the coolest thing. 1% every single day isn't, at the end of the year, it isn't an increase of 365% or 3.6x, like if you're 3.6 of your results. That's not what it is. Because of the compound effect, which is you do a little bit, and then the next day you do a little bit more, but it's building, it's compounding off of what you did the day previous. So the first day, you do 1%, and now you're at 101%, okay, of your results. The next day, it's 1%, but it's not 1% of 100, it's 1% of 101, which is 102 point something, right? I actually did this, because the first time I heard it, it blew my mind. I didn't believe it, and so I got out my calculator. I was on a plane, and I actually got out my calculator, and I did this. And it's just rocked my world. So if you increase it every single day, 1% of the previous day, so on day 100 and whatever, you're doing 1% of 200 something. And it just goes. And at the end of a year, it's 3,700%. Not 365. Like, it's 3,700. So it's actually a 37x return on your initial investment into yourself, your investment into your action of yourself. And that's the compound effect. And that's just from 1%. Just be 1% better than you were yesterday. That's it. 1%. Momentum. So this is what you get to ask yourself every single day, every single morning. What can I do What do I need to do to create the conditions that will allow me to move the needle in my business 1%? Do I need to sit down and have free thinking time? White space to where I can just put my phone away and just think and be creative? Do I need to rearrange my schedule or my calendar to really like create things and time block things? Is that the thing I need to do today? Do I need to send that email? Do I need to post that video? Do I need to follow up with that client? Do I need to have that conversation? Right? You know what it is. Most often it's the thing you're avoiding. And the reason you're avoiding it, we can get into another thing, but the reason you're avoiding it is because of fear. And fear manifests as stress most often. Stress is just an entrepreneur's word for fear. But this is what I want you to realize. You can just have 1% momentum every single day, and things will change radically. So focus on what can I do today to build momentum, okay? Second M, movement. Movement, very, very simple. It's exercising your body. Go on a walk, do yoga, lift weights, run on a treadmill, do push-ups. I don't care. I don't care what you do. But do it every single day, intentionally, for 10 minutes. That's it. The whole reason is to create movement in your body. Rigidity is death. Movement and being able to be flexible, not just physically, but emotionally and in business and everything, that's life, because you're adapting. Create intentional time to do movement. Very simple, 10 minutes a day. Third M is meditation. Meditation doesn't need to be something that is overwhelming. Again, if you're doing it right now, awesome. Continue to do it. I provided some resources of some of my favorite apps and YouTube videos and specific things that you can do, no matter on your phone, your computer, or whatever, or just being by yourself. But the whole thing about meditation is you just calm the noise. Because I'll tell you this, like earlier when I said that the answer is not outside of yourself, it's about your mindset. Your intuition is one of the most important things that we're really going to tap into. And you cannot tap into your intuition with all of the noise going on inside your head. Think about this. Have you ever been looking for an address and you're in a neighborhood that maybe you don't know, you're pulling up to a friend's place, you haven't been there before, and you're blasting music and you're trying to find the place? What do when you roll up to the street and you're looking for the numbers? You turn the music down. Does turning the music down help you see the numbers better? No. It helps you focus because there's not so much going on externally. This is what meditation does. It gives you a break from all the thoughts, all the fears, especially the creative stuff that we have as entrepreneurs. We have 1,000 ideas a day. We can be pulled in all these different directions. Squirrel, right? Like it happens. And you just train yourself to be able to get in touch with your intuition. Now, it doesn't have to yield a specific outcome. We've westernized meditation too much to where it's like, because I used to think this, be like, okay, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to do this meditation, and I'm just going to be calm. And at the end of it, I'm like, I'm not calm, I'm not Zen, I didn't solve every problem I had. Why did I even do that meditation? That's an extreme example, but I've felt that before. So just realize that it's not about a specific outcome from a specific one time of doing it. It's about creating the space. Intentionally and consistently creating the space so that you can be able to hear what you have to offer yourself. 5 minutes a day. That's it. Momentum, one thing. One thing. Movement, 10 minutes. Meditation, 5 minutes. Just minimum. And everybody can do that. If you can't do that, then this course is not for you. Because I want to work with people who are committed at a level 10 and who can get up 15 minutes earlier. Okay? The last one, the last M is mindset. These are not in order. These are just the the 4 M's that you need to do every single day. Now, mindset is you want to get yourself into a beautiful state. Get your mind right. What am I doing today to get myself into a beautiful state? Sometimes movement does that. Sometimes meditation does that. These aren't like separate things. Sometimes momentum can do that. But I want you to do alignment before action. This is what I do. I put my shoulders back. I change my physiology. I actually do this every single day. Shoulders back, head up, smile on my face. Big, big breath. And then something I learned from Tony Robbins is I make my move, okay? This is not something that I have ever talked about, honestly, and I didn't plan on talking about, but here we are. Make your move. It is a specific move that's going to be specific to you, whatever that is. And it's a physical move that is going to anchor yourself into a positive state. Okay? I will put on music and get up on the counter and dance with my kids. I will go outside and just be in nature for a second. I will have a really, really meaningful conversation with my wife. Or we'll make out. Whatever. It's something that puts me in a beautiful state, okay? But what I do intentionally is shoulders back, head up, smile on my face, deep breath, and then I make my move. My move is this. Okay? And I don't care if people think it looks weird. I don't care. One of my friends' moves, his move is this. He does that. Another person, their move is this. All right? I know a bunch of people, they have different moves. What is it for you? Some people, it's Superman, Wonder Woman pose. Whatever move it is for you. You got to create something in your physiology that anchors you into a beautiful state. This helps me get into the right mindset. I imagine light coming from the ceiling into my body. I breathe it in. And like Neo in The Matrix, remember at the end of The Matrix where he stands in the corridor and he just flexes his energy, not his body, and the walls bend, right? Like, what are the things that you are doing to get yourself into a state? I stopped caring long ago what people think about what I'm doing if it yields the things that I want in my life. Okay? Mindset. There are so many things. Emotional scale exercises, accountability exercises, white space for thinking, talking with a friend. Like, what are the specific things that you can do that are going to get you into a beautiful state and protect your energy, protect your mindset? Figure out what that is for you, and then write down 5 things that just light you up, put you in a great, great, great mood. And then intentionally do those things. This isn't rocket science. It's just somebody holding you accountable to something very, very simple. And this is something I probably should have said at the beginning of this, but if you are hearing any of this stuff and you're saying, I already know that, then you're wasting your own time. You're not wasting my time. You're wasting your time. I already know that is the death of change. The death of momentum, and really the death of you getting what you want in life. Nobody who is super successful says, oh, I already know that. I don't need to do that. If they already actually do know it and are doing it, then they say, man, that works and I love doing that. And how can I deepen my relationship with that principle? How can I take that to the next level? That's what successful people say. So if you catch yourself ever saying, I already know that, check your ego and then say, am I doing it? Because knowing and doing are very different things. So, am I doing that? If I am, how can I make it even more meaningful? How can I apply it into my life and really take it to the next level? How are you going to be held accountable to these 4 M's? Well, 7 days in a week, 4 things per day, and that equals 28. So you're going to have a point system at the end of the week, and you get to, this is just for you to keep track of yourself and where you're at, and really, really take inventory. So we're going to have a score of 1 through 28 at the end of each week, and you're going to put this as one of many things that you're going to put down on something called a weekend review. Okay, the weekend review is a way for you to consistently take inventory from about where you're at, where you're going, where you've been, what you're doing, what you're not doing, what's working, what's not working, all with compassion, obviously. But think about this. When a plane takes off from LA to Honolulu, they're flying over the ocean, and they have a bunch of instruments, and they're going, but they're friggin' going 700 miles an hour, and they're up 30,000 feet. There's not a lot to really keep them on course, and plus there's wind, and there's just all these different things with weather and stuff like that. A plane actually flies off course, like over 90% of its journey. And by off course, I just mean, like, think about 1 little degree. If it were to continue on that trajectory, it would end up hundreds of miles from its destination. Think about you when you're driving on the highway. Do you just lock the steering wheel on a straightaway on the highway and then just chill? No, you're constantly making micro adjustments to the steering wheel, because you go a little bit off, readjust, a little bit off, a little bit readjust, and you're headed towards your destination. You get to take inventory and make micro adjustments and be intentional about these adjustments. That's what we're going to do every single week. And this isn't something I just want you to do for the 8 weeks that we're together. For reals, this is a new lifelong thing that I want you to do. Be intentional about taking time every week to just do an assessment. My friend, he talks about, he calls it reflect and direct. I call it the weekend review. He calls it reflect and direct, where you reflect on the week that you just had, and then you direct the things that you're doing next week. And he's got that on lock, so I won't use it. But it's really, really cool. That's what you're doing. This is the framework. So as you complete this weekend review, you're going to ask yourself, what is my biggest win? What did I learn from it, from this last week? What was my biggest challenge? What did I learn from that? Then you're going to go over each of the 4 areas of life: health and fitness, personal, emotional, career and finance, and then relationships. And you're going to talk about what worked, what didn't, what are your goals, what are your specific concrete things that you're going to do, and you're going to get clear on what your big rocks are for the whole week. You're going to get clear on what your number 1 thing is for the entire week. You can do 1 thing for every day, right, with your momentum. But your 1 thing for the whole week, it's just about focus and clarity. And the cool thing about this is it forces you to actually put something down. Because it's so easy to be like, oh yeah, I'm working on that. Cool story. How? How are you working on it? Let's get measurable results so that we can make measurable progress. So this is what we're going to do, is be intentional about this weekend review. Every single week, Friday and Saturday, or Sunday. It's a weekend. Do it on the weekend. You're reflecting on the week before. You're reviewing it. Then set a timer on your phone, or I'll send a reminder to you. So on Thursday, review it. This isn't something you're just doing for me. In fact, you're doing it for you, and then I'm the secondary person. Then you review it on Thursday so you're clear on what is working, what isn't working, what you've done, what you haven't done. Again, adjustments to your trajectory and to your course the entire time. So in addition to the 4 M's, I want you to start with big momentum here. And the best way to start with big momentum is to focus on your wins. I want you to really focus on your wins. I'm going to have you write down a list of 35 wins that you've had in the last 6 to 12 months. This can be anything from, I launched a business, to I made this much money, to I had a kid, to I got divorced, honestly, to I built a deck, to what I went on a road trip, or I lost some weight, or I gained some weight. In my case, one of my goals is to gain 10 pounds of muscle, so I wasn't this tiny little beanpole, right? What is it that you have done? And you get to allow yourself to celebrate some things that don't compare yourself to huge wins. Oh, this person made $1 million. This person lost 50 pounds. Yes, those are huge wins. I want you to start celebrating the things that really matter to you. Even if you've already done this, even if you've already done it from one of my programs or from somebody else or anything, even if you've done it recently, even if you did it yesterday, dude, do it again. Write down a whole list of different wins. 35 more wins, because there is so much about you that is awesome and that you get to celebrate and that you get to focus on. Because yeah, you could write down a list of 35 failures. We're not doing that, because that's not where we're focusing. We're not going to pretend that they didn't happen. We're going to learn from them, but we're focusing on the wins, because you are awesome and you deserve to recognize it yourself every single day. So we're going to start out with some of these, physical things, the 4 M's, writing out the wins. We're going to do a weekly, or not a week, we're going to do a check-in every single day, 3 times a day for your energy. I'll talk about that in a second, but these are some physical things. These are some tools to get you in a practice, to be intentional about creating the mindset, okay? The secret is there is no secret. You just get to do the things that you probably already know about. Why do people hire personal trainers? Every single exercise, every single meal plan, every single everything is available for free on the internet. Why do people hire personal trainers? Because they want a framework, because they want accountability, because they want feedback and coaching. That's what we're doing here. We're providing a framework, we're doing feedback and coaching, and then we're doing accountability. Because I want you to succeed. And sometimes you just have to get somebody else to assist you with taking action. I remember I went to a Tony Robbins event just last week in Los Angeles, and I was sitting there filling out this piece of paper. It was a worksheet, and I thought to myself, I have this worksheet in my office, and yet I flew to LA from Idaho, got all the rental cars at the hotels and just like food and everything like that, so I could sit in this seat and have him tell me to fill this sheet out. And it was so worth it, because I'm creating the conditions that allow me to succeed. And you can do it by yourself. You won't. I'll just be very frank with you. If you want to choose to do it by yourself, anything in life, then you can, and you have chosen the slowest and most painful way to do it. Or you can do what you're doing right now. Get a coach, get with a group of people, get accountability, get feedback, get a framework, get a guide, and really make stuff happen. So I'm really, really excited for you. First thing on your homework, 35 wins. You're going to write these 35 wins, and you're going to post them inside the Facebook group so that everybody can see how awesome you are, and so that you can see how awesome you are. And I want you to notice patterns. You will notice patterns. And I'm excited for you. We're going to take a look at what those patterns mean and how you can really capitalize on those patterns to build momentum in your personal life and in your business. Second thing is you're going to do the 4 M's every single day and put that information on your weekend review. And the third thing is you're going to do an energy check-in. What does that mean? It is exactly what it sounds like. 3 times a day, you're going to do an energy check-in, which means like 9 a.m., 1 p.m., and then 8 p.m. You put a little reminder on your phone. It says, "Where's your energy? How are you feeling?" Or whatever that looks like for you. And then every single time it rings, you gotta really be disciplined about this, because it's so easy to just mentally turn off, mentally dismiss a reminder that you have on your phone. I understand this. We're just gonna do it 3 times a day, and you're gonna check in and you're gonna say, where am I at? How's my energy level? Where are my emotions at? How's my vibrations? What am I feeling like? Don't judge yourself if you're low. That's fine. But take inventory. The goal of this is it's not practical to think we're going to spend all this time up here in the high vibe, right? We're just going to spend all this time up here. But it is practical to think that we can nip the low energy in the bud and be able to bring it up to at least medium and bring medium up to high. If it's high, awesome. You know exactly what that looks like and what that feels like. If it's high, this is what I do. Whenever I'm in a high vibe state, pull out a piece of paper or on my phone or something like that, or open up an Instagram story, and I start talking about what I did specifically, creating a reverse engineered blueprint for getting into that state. Because success leaves clues, right? Even your own success, it leaves clues. If you're feeling great, take inventory. What did I do to create this? What did I think? What did I feel? What did I do? What did I not think? What did I not feel? What did I not do? What's specific? What's my location? What's my environment? What's my energy level? What am I listening to? Who am I talking to? Like, why? Why do I feel good right now? And then you can recreate that. It doesn't have to be a fluke. So you're high vibing, awesome. Write down, well, blueprint. Medium, then you're like, cool. I'm glad I'm not at a low state. Okay, can I make my move? Can I listen to some music? What can I do that lights me up? What can I do that gives me some momentum right now in my mindset? And if you're low vibe, then the first thing that I want you to do is check your physiology. If you're low vibe, my guess is that your head's down, your voice is low, shoulders are down, focus is down. So many times, the last thing you want to do is the most important thing, the thing that you actually need to do. Change your physiology. Get up, walk around. If you're driving, literally change lanes. I've done this before. I can't stand up, so first thing, change my state. I sit up, roll down a window, turn on some good music, and I'm like, okay, breathe in, head up, smiling, physiology change. Make my move in the car, whatever that looks like. Change the music, boom, boom, boom. And then I say, this lane right here, low vibe lane. I'm done with this. That lane over there, high vibe lane. Boom. Put my blinker on, I let everybody know I'm going high vibe right now, and I change, boom. I can do it when I'm standing here, right? So I can be like, this little square foot of land, low vibe, I'm out of it. Totally different energy, totally different state. You can step forward into it. Change your lane, change your physical location, get up, do something. Like, do something. Don't be a victim. So you check in. If you're at a low vibe state, change your mindset. Make it at least try to go up to a medium. Don't say, oh, I have to be high vibe all the time. Not practical, not even wise. Because it's not wise to be high vibing all the time. It's just not. So just release the drama from that. And then, if you're medium, go up to high. If you're low, go up to medium. If you're high, write down a blueprint about what I did to do this. That's your thing. 3 times a day. Set this on your phone. Set this on your phone right now. Right now. If you're driving, then you hand the phone to somebody in the car and you say, set up 3 reminders for me every single day. And then boom, energy check in. If you're listening to this in some other, if you're washing the dishes, if you're sitting down at a computer, if you're whatever you're doing right now, stop, push pause, and set this up on your phone. And then take a screenshot of it and put it into the Facebook group. So it's like proof, right? You get to be held accountable to these things. 4 M's every single day. Last thing, weekly review, right? So weekend review. This is going to be really, really amazing for you to keep this trajectory and be consistent about it, okay? Write down your 35 wins, do the 4 M's every single day, energy check-in 3 times a day, and weekend review. You can do this. You are doing this. Believe in yourself, because I believe in you. Love you. See you later.